Today marks 1 year since my injury. And ironically, today is also the official day I began training for the Boston Marathon. It will indeed be my victory run. Hey winner, I'm Gabe Cox of Red Hot Mindset, and I am glad you're here. My mission is to help you overcome your mental barriers in the race of life, and I post new videos every Wednesday about success mindset, dreaming huge, and crushing goals. Today is December 22nd, 2019. It marks a 1-year anniversary in my life, just not a joyful one. It now is a special day in my book, a memorable day for sure, because December 22nd, 2018 was the day that changed my life. On a normal everyday pleasure run, my right foot caught a patch of black ice and I went flying. In this very short moment, my life turned upside down. And though it seems like a small, maybe even unremarkable accident, it changed my world permanently. I'm thankful I didn't hit my head or that nothing worse happened. I'm thankful I wasn't faced with something more traumatic. I'm thankful that the accident didn't put off my running indefinitely. But this experience was still very traumatic, and it was extra painful to walk out. I went through all the various stages of trauma: shock, and denial, and depression, and pain, and regret, and reflection, recovery. These are all very natural responses to painful circumstances, and it's okay to walk each of these processes out. We don't have to pretend to have it all together all the time. We just need to know that our circumstances can be used for the good if we choose to walk them out in a positive manner. We will experience sadness and frustration and doubt as we meander through our trials. That's a given. But we can choose not to allow those emotions to dictate our outcome. Here are the facts. The facts said I couldn't walk for 3 months. I couldn't drive for 3 months because it was my right foot. I had to sleep on my back with my boot out of the sheets for 3 months. Any other way was painful. I couldn't run for 6 months. And really 6 months was more like 9 months because I was running about 30 to 60 seconds at a time and walking about 4 to 5 minutes in between when I started back running. The swelling remained through about 9 months, though I was told it could last much, much longer, so I'm thankful about that. But it does still swell from time to time if I've been on it too much. The pain lingered for months. The pain remained for much longer than I imagined it would. I was in pain from the time that I slipped up until my surgery in the beginning of the year. Then I was in pain after my surgery until it was time to take my stitches out and put me in a boot rather than the soft cast. Then I was in pain for another couple of weeks, adjusting to no stitches and the uncomfortable boot. Then not only was it painful to start walking in my boot, it was also pretty scary because fear tried to rise in me and tell me I wasn't ready or that maybe I'd even re-injure myself. When it was time to take that boot off and walk in a brace, I experienced a whole different kind of pain. And when all that was cleared, it was painful to start running again. Today, I look back on my year and reflect on what I've learned throughout this trial. Honestly, I wish I didn't have to go through it, but I also know I wouldn't be the person I am today without having to walk that experience out. So some things that I've gained. Character. I've gained so much insight into who I am and who I want to be. This trial was a character builder for me. It taught me how to grow through what I go through and not to let my circumstances define me. Empathy. Empathy resonates in me for others who experience injury or other tough life circumstances. I now can understand them better and help others walk through their trials because I've been in a similar one. Frustration happens. I learned that no matter how strong you think you are, when injury or trials come, frustration will follow. We are not immune to frustration and anger. They are natural responses to life circumstances. But through feeling my frustrations, I learned that it's what I do with them that matters. I can wallow in my misery or I can choose to become better because of it. When frustrations came, I learned to control them by choosing to speak where I'm going, not where I was presently. I choose to let my frustrations drive me forward and pursue new goals and dreams. Reflection. I had time to reflect and determine just what was most important in my life. I evaluated where I was spending my time and if it lined up with where I feel called to be. And to be honest, much of what I was doing was deterring me from pursuing my call and also kept me from spending quality time with my family. Eliminating crutches. I was able to discern various activities or things that I was using as crutches in my life that were holding me back, or they were keeping me where I was most comfortable. If we aren't willing to let go of those crutches in our lives, we won't be able to fully walk out our purpose with confidence. Letting go of idols. I learned that it's easy to create idols in our lives if we're not careful. They come in various forms, but I also let running be one in my life. Running is something I enjoy and I'm good at it, and much of my focus has been on working out and creating lofty race goals. Those things aren't bad on the surface. It's great to take pride in being healthy, and it's important to have goals to strive for, but it's also important to not just have one thing, because if that one thing is taken away from you for a time or permanently, then what do you have left? Has the pain completely gone away? Nope. 1 year later, and every morning I wake up with a stiff foot. I can feel my ligament during my runs most of the time still as well. My running form is getting better and my foot is warming up much faster than it did before, but the pain does linger. After a long day on my foot, it feels extra heavy and a bit swollen. But here's the thing. I'm not going to let pain stop me from doing something I love. This pain is different from the pain of my initial injury. This is a soreness that I need to walk out. I know I am healed, and I won't mess anything up by getting back to normal life again. When injury strikes, it's time to play to win. I want to use my injury and recovery to inspire others to win again, to overcome their own trials and circumstances, and to get back in the game of life right where they're supposed to be. So now it's time to move on and rise up. It's time to take what I've learned and continue to apply it in my life. Today marks 1 year since my injury, and ironically, today is also the official day I begin training for the Boston Marathon. It will indeed be my victory run. Our trials build our character, and I hope you choose to do the same thing through yours. Today's quote comes from James 1:2-4, and it says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith develops perseverance. Perseverance must finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." What trials in your life have built your character? Did you choose to walk them out and rise above them? Were you changed from the experience? What lessons did you learn through it? And most importantly, did you apply them to your life? Looking back on it, would you change the circumstances in your life if you could? Or do you think that they have made you who you are today? And you may be a whole different person had you not walked those trials out. Just some things to reflect on this week. Choose to see your trials as opportunities for growth. The Boston Marathon 2020 will be my victory run. When I cross that finish line, I will look back and see that I'm a totally different person. And I will see just how that trial worked on me and built my character. Find your victory run. If you like today's mindset, give it a thumbs up so I know to create more content like it in the future. Don't forget to light up that subscribe button, share this video with others, and hit the bell so you don't miss next week's video. Dream huge! And remember, you are a winner. Just run your race.